Welcome to Wisdom for the Wilderness, a podcast from the pastors of Overland Church, where we talk about the Bible, theology, current issues. We talk a lot about discipleship and being a follower of Jesus Christ in this world that's a wilderness. And so one of the challenges that we brought up a few weeks ago in terms of kids, especially around Christmas time, was video games. And we said in that episode, when we talked about kids and video games, that we needed to have another conversation about adults and video games because it's a whole different thing. And so that's what we're doing today. We're going to talk about grown-ups playing video games.
That's right. So
I know you spend probably a few hours every week on video games.
Yeah, absolutely.
No.
I mean, like literally have played very few video games my entire life.
Right.
And so as we approach this podcast, I just want to be careful to say, like, I don't want to be critical because it's not my thing.
Yeah.
It's not my thing. I still want to think through this with a biblical worldview. So I had to do some research.
Okay.
And in my research to talk about this, here's what I found out. That the average gamer age in the U.S. is 35 to 36-year-olds. So the people who are spending the most time playing video games are 35 to 36 years old. Around 60% of adults play video games weekly. Roughly 50% of young adults regularly play. And so I know this to be true from my experience in premarital counseling because we have a lot of premarital, like we have couples that the guy and the girl play together.
Okay.
It's part of like they're like playing together and enjoy it, and all in good ways. But like, you know, you have girls who grew up in a house with brothers and they play with their brothers, and she's like, "All right, I'm going to kick your butt at this game," and like they're in there playing, and it's a fun thing. But so it's a lot of people,
right?
It's a lot of people. You know,
obviously skews more on the male end, but there are a lot of women who do
way
play.
more on the male end.
Yeah.
And so, okay, this is a real thing. A lot of people who listen to this, you probably play video games. And here's what I'm going to tell you, that those who don't play video games, there's probably some other childlike hobby that you're doing, right? And so maybe you don't play video games, but how much time do you spend riding your bike like we did when we were kids? It's now just a $5,000 full suspension downhill mountain bike. You used to play Duck Hunter on the Nintendo when you were a kid, and now you go duck hunting or for me, big game hunting or riding motorcycles. Like there's a reality that we could look at this generally and say,
I used to have a Hot Wheels Jeep, and now I have a real Jeep.
Right?
Yeah.
There you go. Was it pink?
No, it was
Okay,
it was
just making
maroon
sure.
with the golden eagle on the hood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah.
Right. So I think it's just fair to say we'll speak specifically about video games, but then categorically say this is hobby time.
Yeah.
All right. So if we're putting this in the same category as hobby, you play video games, I like to elk hunt, and we'll just say that's the same category, though it's not.
Yeah.
I'm looking down at you. I'm just kidding. That's not what I want to do. But just to say categorically, it's a hobby.
Yeah. I would say I don't play video games either, so I have to be careful here. But I think you have to think about the value that your hobby is adding to your life. And if you are especially someone who works on screens all the time, then, having your hobby on a screen too is probably not adding the value to your life that you need from a hobby.
That's right.
And so you need to get outside, and you need to look in the distance, and you need to get sunlight, and you need, a lot of things.
Right. So not all hobbies are created equal.
Right. If you work outdoors and you're getting all those things from your regular work, then maybe video games is a good hobby for you. Because our hobbies are the way we rest ought to like supplement the way we work and provide things that we don't get in our work life.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. People play video games for a lot of different reasons. Some find it a way to leave stress.
Yep.
A lot of guys that I know, it's social connection. They're playing with their friends, their buddies from colleges. That they're playing against each other online. But I think that's not always just healthy and good. Real face-to-face interaction is actually better than playing a video game online with a friend. I think, though, most people, and we think about the negative stereotype of a gamer, it is that 35-year-old who doesn't get out of his pajamas, that lives in his mother's basement and is playing video games all day, right? There's the negative stereotype. And there are people that get so wrapped up in video games that they're weird.
Yeah.
They're abnormal,
Right.
right? And it leads to these niche kind of interest in hobbies that aren't going to help you succeed in a lot of other things in life.
Right.
So kind of making a distinction now.
Yeah.
You got somebody who moderately plays, it's just one of the hobbies, one of the ways that they relax, to somebody who this has become part of their identity
It
as
needs,
a gamer.
It needs to supplement your life, not substitute for your life.
Right. So I think in the middle between those extremes are probably a lot of adults who are gaming, that are using it as some sort of escapism.
Yeah.
That have some sort of addiction to it. Now, I would just say that any hobby, to some degree, even if it's like something that's extremely physically active, if it is keeping you from doing the things you ought to do, being a good father, being a good mother, being a good husband, being a good wife, being a good employee, right? If the game is keeping you from your quiet time, if the hobby, whatever the hobby is keeping you from spending time with the Lord, then all of a sudden you've put an idol and a stumbling block in your way.
Right.
And you need to remove that idol or stumbling block.
Yeah. It's a question of love. What do you love more? Do you love the game more, or do you love the Lord more? Do you love the game more, or do you love your wife more?
Right.
And then prioritizing your time, which is a limited commodity, right? You can never make more of it. And so prioritizing your time with the things that you actually love and value is what it comes down to.
Right. And so I think as you're hearing this and you're asking yourself, if you play video games and you're thinking through this, like, ask yourself those questions. Do I have a hard time getting off? Do I get, when my kids come in the room and I'm playing a video game and they're distracting me and I have to pause my game, am I getting mad?
Yes.
Is it causing fights between me and my wife? Is your wife going, man, you're playing too many video games?
Yeah. Or your budget, because these are expensive hobbies. And that goes with anybody's hobby. I mean, if they were a big elk hunter, maybe.
Right, 100%.
They could spend way too much money.
Right,
I mean, any hobby, like, you could spend.
But we bring meat home.
There you go.
Let me just tell you something. For most hunters, game meat is the most expensive meat in the world.
That's right.
So for most.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it very well could be with a lot of hobbies. You could ask those same questions.
Yep.
The difference between men and boys is the price of their toys.
Yeah.
And so, and there's a reality here. There's a reality when Paul tells the church at Corinth, act like men. When he says in chapter 13, when I was a child, I spoke like a child, I reasoned like a child, but when I became a man,
I put away childish things. Yep.
Right? I think there is a call that to some degree, if it's causing you to act like a child, and you're a grown person, no matter what the thing is, it's time to kill it.
Yeah.
It's time to put it down. Whatever that hobby is that's undercutting you.
Yeah.
In a small minority of people, there are addiction concerns, and there's problematic patterns. The stereotype that you're in your mother's basement. If you're sitting, I know of someone who can't make it through a worship service without playing a video game. They pull out the video game and they play on their phone.
I didn't know you knew that about me.
I did, Josh. I found that out about you. And so if it's causing you to lose sleep, if it's disrupting your sleep, if there's diet issues, and you just sit there and you play, and you're overweight, and you look up and you've eaten a bag full of chips and drank 7 sodas, and you've got crumbs all over you, and you've been there for 7 hours. It's a problem, bro. Put it down.
Yeah.
It does cause for heavy users anxiety, depression, social withdrawal, and so those are all problems.
Yeah. And, if you just think about it, part of what is enjoyable about it, but part of what in the long term can be harmful about it is you're putting yourself into these role-playing situations. And the fun of the game is that it's a high-intensity situation you're in. Like you're in war, you're something like that. But then psychologically, you're going to have the effects of that. It's fine if it's, like playing a basketball game or something, when it's a limited time and you get that energy spent out, and you can actually take things from your regular life that you're knotted up about and get in a high-intensity situation and get that energy out through a workout or playing basketball or whatever. But if you are addicted and you're doing this for hours at a time, it's not having that same effect. It's actually elevating your brain chemistry and everything to create more anxiety in your life. Yep.
They're it's part of our culture and the way that our world works. There are a lot of jobs now that you can actually, while you're on the clock, have a side computer playing video games. And I know of two young men that I love very much that are family members of mine that I'm going to send this podcast to because I want them to hear this part, because they sit on their computers working and monitoring things, and they play side video games all day long.
Yep.
Like, if that's your situation, find a better job, find a side hustle, find something else to do to make better use of your time. Yeah. We talk a lot about time on this podcast and making the best use of our time because the days are evil.
The same thing's true with social media. People that are doing their job and they're just scrolling social media constantly at the same time. And in both cases, you're not honoring your employer. You're not honoring the Lord by giving them the best of what you can give them. And so, you should, when you're on the clock, you should be giving that employer what they deserve, and not shortchanging them in any way. It's actually a form of theft, to take away your attention from what they're paying you to do. Yep.
So do your job the best that you can.
Yeah.
And if you need a more engaging job, go find one. So those are things. So here's what I would just say. Should you play video games? Well, moderation matters.
Yeah.
How much time and attention you're putting into it, and that's also true of every other hobby. The game that you're playing matters. Would Jesus play the game? Right. Like, you should not be playing games that have nudity.
Yep.
That are sinful in their very existence.
Yep.
You shouldn't be playing dark games. It matters.
Yeah.
The context in which you're playing, is it social? Is it private? Does it cause you to go into lockdown mode? Those things matter. And after that, I just don't want to be real legalistic.
Yeah.
Have fun. Enjoy your thing. But make sure that you're loving your wife and your kids, and you're being a good disciple. You're a healthy disciple.
Yeah. All right. Do you have any final word of wisdom, or was that it?
Yeah. Go outside.
Go outside. That's a good one.
If you're sitting here and you're like, if you're hearing this podcast, and you're like, yeah, this could be me. Go outside.
Yeah.
Find an outside hobby It'll be good for you.
Yeah, this is coming out in February, by the way, so wrap up and go outside.
Hey, it's
You
still need to go outside.
Yeah.
Man, still need to get outside.
That's right.
Even in February.
Yeah, well, my final word of wisdom would be to do a time inventory.
Oh, that's
Just
good.
every now and then, I think all of us, it's good once a year, once every couple of years, to just look at our week and say, how did I spend my time? And find places that, you know what, I didn't realize I was giving that much to that thing, and it's not valuable to me. I'm going to adjust the budgeting of my time. So that would be my piece of advice.
Amen.
Yeah. Well, thank you for listening to Wisdom for the Wilderness. Hopefully we didn't offend you too deeply, because you know that we love you and we want you to follow the Lord Jesus Christ with all your heart and with all your mind and with all your strength. So share this with your friends and your family, rate and subscribe. And if you have any questions, you can always email them into wisdom@overlandchurch.org. So we hope to see you again next week. May God bless you and may he keep you.